Today's episode covers Saturday, May 17th through Monday, May 20th, 2024. Days 37, 38, and 39 of my scenic detour. My meandering over these 3 days covered 363 miles. From Panguitch, Utah, to Zion National Park, through the blazing colors of Snow Canyon and the blazing heat of the Valley of Fire, and finally into the full-on sensory assault that is the Las Vegas Strip. I'm sad to say that I don't have a ton of video from these days. The closer I got to Las Vegas, the more problems I had with my camera. It's mounted on the front of the bike, and by the time I hit the Valley of Fire, it was 101 degrees outside. Sometimes it would record for a minute and then just shut off. I'm not sure if it was the camera, the memory card, or the remote that couldn't take the heat. And sometimes I was too hot myself to notice and restart it. So there's some operator error there too. So to help tell the story, I'm going to rely on a combination of the video I have and some still photos. I hope you don't mind. This stretch was hot. Very, very hot. But it was also stunning, and I don't want you to miss it. Day 37 started in Panguitch, Utah, with a straight and quiet ride down Route 89 toward Zion National Park. I turned off onto Route 9, and after a while, I was wondering if I had missed the entrance. Turns out it was just around the next corner. Just a few miles into the park, I was surprised to see a herd of bighorn sheep perched on the rocks by the side of the road, casually posing. I think they enjoyed the attention of all of us tourists. There are two tunnels leading into Zion. The first is short and just blasted through the rock. The second is long and dark and was only operating one way at a time. I had to wait my turn, but it was worth it. When you emerge on the other side, the whole landscape changes. You're in the canyon and riding through a series of switchbacks that take you into the valley, and the cliffs rise above you on both sides. Most canyon parks put you on the rim and let you look down into the grandeur. Zion puts you inside the canyon, looking up at the sheer walls. I didn't know that about Zion. It's really a wild shift of perspective. Zion is busy. During the peak season, most of the park roads are closed to private vehicles. You have to take shuttle buses around. The eastern approach is the main event if you're sticking to the roads you can ride. But the truth is, my experience there felt incomplete. It was similar to Bryce. I can say that I've been there, but I don't think I can honestly say I've fully experienced Zion National Park. With Arches and Canyonlands, I was actually able to come back and explore them on foot in mid-July. And someday, I'll have to come back to Bryce and Zion too. When I first started telling people about this trip, a surprising number said, "Don't miss Snow Canyon." So I didn't. Just north of St. George, Snow Canyon State Park turned out to be a quiet marvel. At the gate, the ranger suggested I ride through the park and then turn around and ride it again because it looks completely different from the other direction. And he was right. I was headed north. The road climbs gradually through lava flows, petrified dunes, and red cliffs. Although signs warned I should watch out for tortoises, I didn't see any. I did, however, get to meet Jake the gopher snake at the visitor center. He seemed pretty happy with the warm weather. Leaving Snow Canyon, I picked up I-15. And the stretch that crosses from Utah into Arizona and then into Nevada was every bit as dramatic as people told me it would be. Towering walls, winding canyons, and open skies. After crossing into Nevada, I headed south on a long, dry stretch of Highway 169 towards the Valley of Fire State Park. It was 101 degrees, and I was baking in my gear and helmet. I stopped multiple times to soak my neck gaiter and riding jersey in water. The evaporative cooling helped, but hot is hot, especially when there's no shade. Arriving at the Valley of Fire, a sign welcomed visitors with the words, "Heat warning. You might die." Okay, noted. Valley of Fire is notorious for the extreme heat. So much so that by mid-May, many trails are just closed due to the dangerous conditions. The park has had numerous search and rescue operations due to heat-related incidents, and hiking in those conditions isn't just risky, it endangers the emergency teams too. I rode the Valley of Fire Highway to the Visitor Center, and then north to White Dome's Loop Trailhead. After that, I exited back out of the park on the west side, and rejoined I-15 to Las Vegas. I checked into my hotel, and while I waited for my room to be ready, I walked over to try my first In-N-Out burger. The burger was good, and the misters by the tables provided some much welcome relief. Back at the hotel, one of the managers, who turned out to be a fellow motorcyclist, let me park right up front, right in front of the security camera. A small act of kindness that meant a lot after a hot, chaotic ride. If you've ever tried to walk anywhere in Las Vegas, you'll understand why I took an Uber to the Strip and had dinner at Amalfi by Bobby Flay in Caesar's Palace. I had a drink and a salad and linguine with tomato and clam sauce. It was simple, fresh, and fantastic. Bobby knows what he's doing. Day 39 was a short ride, but a fascinating day. I left Vegas early and rode out to take a tour of Hoover Dam.
They don't use the L word down there in the power plant store. See the way the water drifting and that seepage, and they don't use the L word. There's no L's.
As an engineer, I was blown away. The sheer scale of the place. From the amount of concrete to the volume of water to the size and output of the turbines, it's almost beyond comprehension. I highly recommend taking both the power plant and dam tours. At one point, we got a chance to look out a ventilation shaft. We could see down the face of the dam to the river and up to the bridge crossing 950 feet above the water. Before the bridge was opened in 2010, the only way across the river was the dam itself, and traffic would apparently back up for hours. These days, riding across the dam is more of a novelty. So of course I did it. At one point in the tour, they showed us a 400-ton generator rotor that had been removed for maintenance. Sensors had detected some tiny, abnormal vibrations, and when they pulled the rotor, they found microscopic cracks that needed repair. To think that rotor had been built and installed in the 1930s, and had been continuously operating for nearly 90 years without incident. That's some seriously impressive manufacturing. And yes, our guide had the dam puns flowing. Our dam tour group took the dam elevator to the dam tunnels past the dam generators. And at the gift shop, I bought some dam stickers. Back in Henderson, I grabbed a light dinner at a Greek bistro and started getting ready for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is Death Valley. It might just be the most intimidating name of any national park. After 2 days in 100+ degree heat, I was about to ride into one of the hottest places on Earth. Yeah, I was a little apprehensive. I stopped by Cycle Gear and picked up a pair of summer riding gloves with lots of ventilation. And I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m., hoping to be done riding before the desert cranked up the heat again. These 3 days had a lot of contrast. Quiet canyons, scorching rock, historical feats of engineering, and the neon intensity of Las Vegas. It was a lot to take in. And I'm glad I took the long way through it all. Thanks for watching. Until the next ride, be safe, be curious, and keep meandering.